Hello, and once again, we are live to the Modern Mystery School UK and EU podcast and YouTube channel. And today, we're kicking off the whole new 2025, Christina. It's you
We
and
are.
can you welcome to the show, Christina. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. I'm so excited to talk to you and chat with you and connect today.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I am very excited because, you have, a wealth of, an interesting background of helping people. And I know you're very respected in your circles. And so I want to just find out, what made you want to go to empower thyself? What made you want to perhaps have the life activation and initiation initially?
Yeah, so it's actually been quite a journey for me. It's been at this point, actually, in 2005, I was first initiated. So the school was in a really different place at that time. And I was fortunate to be pretty young. I was in my early mid 20s. And so, to be honest, I just was I knew that I was very clear that I wanted to help people and I wanted to do something with the world. But I was a very sensitive, overwhelmed person. So, sort of thinking back to it, at that time, I couldn't even really tell you what my wants and needs were. Right. So, I had this desire to help others, but in the process, I would just feel completely overwhelmed. And so I was, at the time I was exploring different paths, different traditions, a lot of Eastern traditions. I had been to India and done some meditation and done some other spiritual practices. But there was something that, honestly, it really was a calling. There was something in me that knew that there was going to be this path, this accelerated process that I would find. And, as you probably are aware, there's kind of these synchronicities and these ways that life just lines you up when you're meant to find this path. And so I too had those synchronicities and eventually found a mystery school guide at that time and became initiated.
That's amazing. I think a lot of people will resonate with that. And sometimes it is the most magical thing because it is like a calling. It's most people say to me, I have no idea what this is or what it's going to do, or
Right.
and here we are. So that's tremendous. So then you were initiated and obviously lived life and been on the path. So what
Yeah.
made you then decide to become a guide? Why is it that you perhaps want to share this with others?
So, like I was saying, I wanted to help others, but I couldn't really stay within myself, right? There was a way that I could tell you everything about everyone else. I could tell you what they wanted, what they needed, but I couldn't really maintain my connection and my center. I didn't really know myself. So the process of receiving Empower Thyself, it was a unfolding process over many years, but this path has helped me anchor into myself, connect more with my essence, with who I am, and manage and maintain my energy in a way that I am effective and I can show up and support others. And so through the process of being a psychotherapist and working with others over the last 15 years or so, I've had the privilege to work with people who are initiated and people who aren't. And I notice a huge difference between people who are and who aren't. People who are initiated are able to process and work through things so much quicker. They have the energy structure to not stay stuck, I guess you could say. They're able to get something and then move to the next step a lot quicker. So through my experience of witnessing that in others, it feels like the natural next step for me. Certainly I had my own resistance to becoming a guide, right? I did become comfortable at certain points in time and doing what I was doing, but there became a point where the comfort was uncomfortable, right? And so I was seeing, as I was helping more people with life activation and full spirit activation, that these people were looking for me to be their guide. And so, as when we progress, others progress. So I decided to take the next step, and I'm very happy I made that decision.
And I really love that for what you just said, for many reasons, because everybody takes this path at their own pace. And I
Exactly.
love that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter, okay, 20 years or 10 years or 5 years or whatever
Yeah.
it is. And that's what I personally love
Mm-hmm.
about the path, is that we come and we receive, and then of course we're doing the work. We're living life, and then it's up to us whether we decide to move on to that next level or not.
Mm-hmm.
I think that just speaks volumes, that has been a journey and a period of time, and now you want to go ahead and do that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that for me, it's always been really important to feel an integrity, because I know that it's a very big commitment. And I've always wanted to feel like a sense of, maybe there were other points in time I could have made that decision, but I feel that when I did make that decision, I felt very solid in myself. I felt like I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this responsibility. I'm ready to take this step. So.
And I also love the fact that you have witnessed so many, and been able to have a first-hand account almost, of the benefit of people receiving initiation and then being able to do the inner work, versus perhaps not having the initiation, perhaps taking them a little bit longer to get to where they might want to get to. So I
Mm-hmm.
love that, because when it's from our own experience, then we can share with others and say, well, hang on a minute, if you want a fast track kind of result, then initiation is going to be something that you might like to consider.
Absolutely. Yes. And yeah, I feel fortunate to sort of have witnessed others' journeys. And in that process, I can share that with confidence that this path is something that can accelerate you, can move you beyond the limitations of, there's nothing wrong with psychotherapy, or there's nothing wrong with coaching. It's actually very supportive, I feel, to this work. But it, like I said, it accelerates you, it expands you, it gives you more awareness so that you can make different choices beyond just like staying in your mind and your emotions.
Yeah, it's the real magic, isn't it? That it's beyond
Definitely.
logic. It's beyond
Yes.
logic.
Beyond logic.
It is. Could you tell me? We're coming to kind of the end of the interview, just very quick, but
Mm-hmm.
um, would you be able to give us an indication of who would be an ideal candidate, or who would empower thyself suit?
Mm-hmm.
Is it for everybody, or is it just for spiritual minded people, or what
Mm-hmm.
do you think?
Sure. So, you might be like me, where you were, it was more of a calling and you're more intuitive and it just speaks to you. Or you might be somebody who has explored self-development or other paths, and you sort of reached a stopping point or like a ceiling with it, and you know that there's something more. I feel on a lot of levels that this could serve everybody, but it also at the same time has to be a choice, right? It has to be something that you decide to do for yourself, and that you really want.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just, we want everybody to have it, of course. I mean, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's so true, when the individual decides this is something that they want, that's the real magic of it, isn't it? It's the quantum leaps that happen in that process, the alchemical process. It's just tremendous. So yeah, 100% agree.
Absolutely. Yes, definitely. And, it's, I don't feel that we ever escape growth, right? It's just when we decide to face it and at what pace we want to go. So I feel that this initiation in this process can just accelerate that growth, which if you're looking for that, this is definitely the path to support that.
Amazing.
Mhm.
And could you tell us, Leslie, what area are you in? I know we have your email details in the bio, just so
Mhm.
people know that, and if they can get in, they would like to get in contact with you.
Sure. So I am based in Denver, Colorado right now, and they can find me at ChristinaHudson.com.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us and your wisdom. And we look forward to having you back on the show at some point. I'm sure we're going to be chatting about more things in the future.
Absolutely.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. And if you would like to find details of, your nearest practitioner, your nearest guide, you just want more information, let us know. And of course, we'll be happy to help you and point you in the right direction.
Great. Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.